Hello, this is George Zhao from Chinese Lantern Festival, produced by Hanart Culture. You're listening to Annie Talks.
Annie Talks, Annie Talks. Welcome to the show. Here we go with Annie Talks. Annie Talks, Annie Talks. Welcome to the show. Here's your host, it's Annie Talks.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Annie Talks, where we bring to you interesting stories about interesting people that you want to know about. I'm your host, Annie Rivera. Thank you for tuning in, and to those who have already subscribed. If you're new to the podcast, welcome, and I hope you enjoy what you hear, and if so, I personally invite you to subscribe. Annie Talks is brought to you by Daily Gadgets and More. Daily Gadgets and More is proud and committed to offering the largest variety of high-quality products at the lowest prices and the best customer service. Find us on Instagram or visit dailygadgetsandmore.com. That's dailygadgetsandmore.com. The Chinese Lantern Festival announces its arrival to Southern California for the holiday season. I had the privilege of speaking with George Zhao, president of the Hanart Culture, which is the producer of the event. The festival brings over thousands of handcrafted illuminated lanterns depicting larger-than-life animals and transforming festival-goers into a colorful wonderland. The festival runs for 8 weeks through January 6, 2019. This is a great social outing for the young and the young at heart, families, small and large groups. The theme of the Chinese Lantern Festival is the wild, showcasing life-size animals including lions, pandas, whales, hippos, and many more from around the world, including Africa, Asia, Antartica, Oceania, and the Americas. Additionally, there will be a craft marketplace with authentic Chinese jewelry, embroidery art, artifacts, sugar art, papercut, fabricart, dough figurine, and kungfu performances every night with lessons at the end of each show, puppet shadow plays, and plenty of tasty food. So here to talk about the Chinese Lantern Festival is George Zhao. So I'm excited to talk to you. Can you tell us a little bit of what your role is with the Hanart Culture?
Yeah, I'm the president and producer of Hanart Culture. Yeah. Okay,
and then tell us what the Hanart Culture does. I know that you are the producers, or you are the event producers, basically, of the Chinese Lantern Festival. But tell us a little bit about the Hanart Culture.
Yeah, Hanart Culture started its business in Toronto back in 2003. Mm-hmm. And then 2012, we had our registration in Delaware, Texas, and then later on in Florida. Now we have been moving around in different states of the country, and now we're here in California. Basically, Hanart Culture is the producer and the promoter of Asian culture.
Of Asian culture. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
So now, can you talk about the Chinese Lantern Festival, which is running through January 6th of 2019? It's a centuries-old tradition, I understand. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. The Chinese Lantern Festival is an exciting celebration of Asian art and culture. Basically, it's a walkthrough exhibition of over 1,000 illuminated figures. We take the ancient technique of lantern making and give it a modern twist using materials like rayon, steel wires, and even glass and ceramic. From this, we create elaborate designs and blend them with electricity, color, and sound. It takes about 15,000 man-hours to construct the entire exhibit. Once completed, it's truly a work of art.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you next, because I was reading that it takes literally over 30,000 hours to design and shape the lanterns, and they're all handcrafted. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, we need to do the design to the procurement of the material and the early stage creation in China, and then the on-site on-site installation. So the whole thing took up to 45 people, up to altogether about 3 months to complete.
Wow. So now you talked a bit about maybe kind of the ancient design taking on a modern design twist. So the modern way in which to shape and design a lantern is involving, as you said, kind of the more advanced technology such as electricity and such. But then what's the old traditional way of designing a lantern?
Originally is the framework were made of bamboo strips, and then covered with paper, and then the artist would do the painting on the outside of the paper lantern. Yeah, that's the original shape. Later on, it's evolved into some metal framework with the silk, and then later on, now we use different materials like glass bottles and dishes, wine cups, like that.
Wow, that sounds so very culturally and very creatively designed, it sounds like. Now, there's a thought process that goes into designing a lantern. Can you talk about that? Maybe how are the designs primarily, or this year you're focusing on the wild, which is, I'm assuming, more of forces of nature or animals. Can you talk about how designs are created and who conceptualizes those?
Yeah. Every year we'll have different themes of exhibits, and this year's theme is the wild. We are showcasing the diverse beauty of animals and aquatic creatures from around the globe. All visitors stroll through the exhibits. It will feel like a walking safari. Each lantern display set features life forms from Africa, Asia, Europe, and the Americas, and even Antarctica. The idea, I create the idea, and then we have a team of artists that actually do all the design on the computer, on the paper, and then they prepare all the materials at the production site, and altogether there are 12 steps to starting from the in-house design until the installation.
12 steps, you said?
Yes, 12 steps.
Without going too much into detail, do you want to maybe elaborate on how those what those 12 steps are? You can consolidate, or condense it if you'd like, but I just want to kind of give an idea as to, for our listeners, what that process looks like.
Okay, the first of all will be the design of the theme. Then the second will be the in-house design of all the actual exhibits. For that, we need to make the plan and to get all the materials, right? And then in terms of the actual lantern creation process, our sculpting team is to cut and fuse the wires together to build the shape of animals like a panda, a tiger, or cheetahs, to make sure they all look like a real one. And then after that, they need to do the rust proof, so it can stand in the rain without any problem. And after that, our team needs to do the wiring inside to make sure there won't be much shadow showed up on the outside of the lanterns. Okay. And the positioning, for example, they do not want to have a too bright cheek of the panda and or too dark stomach.
Oh, okay.
So make sure they are properly positioned and make all the exhibits look as natural and as beautiful as possible.
Wow.
And then after that, our skinning team will glue on fabrics of different color, right? And then after finish that part, the artist will do the final touching with the painting of different color. For example, they need to hand paint the eyeballs of the cheetah elephant, right? Yeah, everything is hand painted. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. After that is all dried up, we do the packaging, and then we load them into the container. And the container will travel for about 7,000-8,000 miles to arrive here. Then we do the on-site installation with the build framework according to the natural conditions of the exhibition ground.
Wow. All of that is so intriguing. I love all that. Now, is there, because it's called the wild, are there any animals depicted more so than others, or how do you choose what's the process of choosing the animals? Are you just kind of are they randomly selected, or is there one animal chosen versus another?
When we choose the animals, first of all, we trying to find the ones that are mostly popular.
Okay.
And also the ones that can remind people of the wild protection.
Oh, very good. Yeah. So like the panda, for instance.
Yes, and some of the the cheetah in Asia, and even the elephant. There are many elephants died because of the task.
Right. Yeah. So now, talk a little bit about what you want listeners to take away from the Chinese Lantern Festival, or listeners and followers.
The Chinese Lantern Festival provides a complete cultural experience, and each night there are 2 live kungfu shows that also features the wild. We'll have a tiger boxing, crane boxing, even dog boxing, mantis boxing, scorpion boxing.
Wow.
So it's all associated with the theme the wild. And also we have the shadowpuppet show, also featuring the theme the wild. The shadowpuppet show has a history of 2,000 years. I feel that's the one of the origin of cartoony plays. So in the old days, there's nothing like the cartoon, and then the people created this kind of fun play using the curtains and using the handmade toys. Yeah.
Right. So that sounds so lovely. And then now, what it's called? What type of puppetry?
Shadow puppetry show.
Shadow
puppetry.
What's an example of a show, for instance?
For example, we have a couple of programs prepared. The one show like 2 roosters, the fight between roosters. Yeah, like that. Yeah. And then the other one will be the turtle and the crane. The story of the turtle and the crane.
Oh, I've never heard of that one. Is that a popular story or fable or?
Yeah, that's very classical program in that was done by the puppetry artist in China. Normally those classical shows were only played to some at some very important ceremony. Maybe some foreign national leaders visit, like that. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Oh, I'm so excited. That's going to be really lovely to be able to see. And then now, where can the listeners and readers follow the Chinese Lantern Festival on social media?
Yes, they can. We have our website, chineselanternfestival.com, and we have a Facebook, Twitter accounts you can follow. And the other thing I want to remind everyone is that after the 2 shows of kungfu and shadowpuppet, the audience members are invited to stage to participate in demonstrations where they are shown some basic stances and moves or tried out their shadow play. It's very interactive and fun.
Oh, wow.
Also, yes, also we have our own dinosaur empire exhibits with the detailed moving replicas of dinosaurs and rides for small children. And we also have professional folk artists that will create custom souvenirs using a variety of techniques such as sugar painting, paper cutting, embroidery, Chinese knot art, and fabric art.
Oh, wow. So it is very interactive, so people can actually participate and learn, not only learn how to make the art, but also learn about the culture overall.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. And then it's chineselanternfestival.com. Is that correct?
Correct.
Very nice. And then you run, you open November 15th and you run through January 6th of 2019. Correct. Awesome. Yes. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm really excited to attend. I'm looking forward to being a part of that. And then, myself not having known about the Chinese Lantern Festival. This is first for me. So I'm really excited to be able to attend and to participate. And I know that some of our listeners are going to be excited to attend. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you so much.
We look forward to your visit. And just a reminder, if you buy a ticket online, you can save money.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Yeah. So I think from what I understand, tickets are about $27 at the door, $21 online for adults. And then there's some discounts for senior citizens, and for children 4 through 12, I believe, are free. Or no, rather 4 years old and younger.
Under 4 is free.
Right. Awesome. Yes. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We're looking
forward. Thank you very much.
Well, that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Annie Talks and learning about the Chinese Lantern Festival produced by Hanart Culture here in Los Angeles at the pomonafairplex, running now through January 6, 2019. For ticket prices and more information, visit chineselanternfestival.com. That's chineselanternfestival.com. I'll have the website and social media links in the show notes below as well, so be sure to check it out. Now, before you go, if you aren't already subscribed to my podcast, I invite you to subscribe, and that way you'll be notified anytime we upload a new episode. If you are already subscribed to my podcast, thank you so much. Please be sure to rate and review this podcast and add a comment as well. This will help others to find this podcast too. You can follow Annie Talks on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. I'll have the links to all the social media down below in the show notes. Thank you so much for tuning in, and keep listening to Annie Talks.
This is George Zhao from Hanart Culture's Chinese Lantern Festival. You're listening to Annie Talks.